What is up, everyone? Ollie here from El-Gorr.com. Today I'm going to talk about how to sell anything online. Also offline, but it's YouTube, so we're going to talk about online today. And this isn't a formula. A lot of these videos, they talk about formulas. They say, okay, if you use this formula, you can sell anything to anyone. But that's not true. Because if you don't have what I'm about to talk about, you can be the best salesman in the world and you're not going to make the sale. So without further ado, what is it? It's your big idea. This is also called the USP or hook for your product or service. And this is what makes your product or service completely unique. And this isn't necessarily that the physical features or the mechanics of what you're delivering are different from your competition. I'll explain more about that in a moment. But it's how you present the idea to people that matters. Because you can have a product or service which is, pretty much the same as your competition. But if you present it in a unique way, then people see the outcome as different. People are hit different emotionally. And therefore, you don't have to be the first. You don't have to be the first to market. You don't have to have a brand new product if you can be different. In the next slide, I'm going to show you what is maybe the best big idea of the last 20 years or so. And that is the iPod. Who remembers the iPod? The iPod was great, right? I miss my iPod, actually. They're also very expensive if you want to buy one. There's not many left, so you're going to pay a few $100s for one. Probably more than when they first came out. But I digress. So the iPod, it was an MP3 player. It wasn't the first MP3 player in the world. And it wasn't the biggest in terms of how many songs it could hold. It wasn't the fastest in terms of... Fastest? What am I talking about here? It wasn't the biggest in terms of how many songs it could hold. It wasn't the best in terms of sound quality. It wasn't the smallest MP3 player in the world. But the way it was presented was different. All the other MP3 players on the market at the time were presented purely as MP3 players. It was, hey, here's this device and you can put a lot of music on it. That was pretty much it. No real reason to differentiate from having a CD player or a mini disc player. Who remembers mini disc players? They were great. But the iPod, the way Apple positioned it with their big idea was 1,000 songs in your pocket. And that's a very visual thing, because you have 1,000 songs, and think about, compared to like the CD player, for example, how many CDs you would need to have 1,000 songs. But now you have 1,000 songs in your pocket. It's an amazing big idea, and it essentially sparked the MP3 player as in a completely new industry, even though it wasn't the first MP3 player, and it wasn't the best MP3 player either, in terms of sheer features. But the big idea is what drove the sale. And this is essentially what revitalized Apple as a company. Because, they were trending along, they were a niche little company. They had a decent market share, but it was mainly, creative types. But the iPod, this catapulted them into the mainstream. And then that, a few years later, spawned the iPhone, and the rest is history, and everyone knows how big Apple are as a company these days. But it was the iPod that sort of started this all, and it was the big idea that drove the iPod into, what it became, which was an iconic piece of technology. Another example, this campaign from Beats by Dre. They're selling wireless headphones with noise cancelling. That's what they're actually selling. But the campaign itself, this hear what you want thing, where they talked about these different athletes and how they use these headphones to block out all the haters in their life so they could focus on what they wanted to do and become high performers. That was the big idea. That was what they were really selling here. The physical product, wireless headphones with noise cancelling, once again, not the first ever product to have that. They weren't the first wireless headphones. They weren't the first headphones to ever have noise cancelling. But it was this idea that really drove the sales for this campaign. This idea that you as a regular person could become a high performer because you're wearing these headphones. You know, you're more focused. You're only focused on what you want to achieve. You're not focused on the people who are trying to detract from you. That's what they're really selling here, is high performance in your own life. They're not selling wireless headphones. It's the big idea that drives the whole thing. Now, how can you apply this to your business? There's a pretty simple thing you can do, and it's called the insanity versus reality spectrum. I didn't make this up, but I did make the diagram up, so that's all that matters. So I've got 4 examples here, and this is, on the left we have boring reality. So the mainstream idea of what you need to do to succeed in certain industries. On the right we have pure insanity. This is sort of like people's ideal outcome, but they know it's not possible, so very few people will buy this as an appeal. So let's go with weight loss for now. Weight loss, the mainstream idea, the boring reality, is that you need to eat less and exercise more. You will never sell a weight loss product with that as the appeal. It's just never going to happen. People won't pay money for information they already know. People never pay money for boring reality. On the other side, you have pure insanity, which is you take this magic pill and you wake up thin. Now this does work. Well, it worked better 20 years ago when people were less informed about how dieting works. But if you tried to use this today, you wouldn't get very many sales. However, there is a little zone in the middle. This is the magic zone, where you combine both of these, and then you get a big idea, and which is, a brand new diet. Keto diet, for example, super popular now. All it is you've taken the reality, which is on the keto diet you're going to eat less. You've sprinkled some magic in, some pure insanity. And now you have a diet which allows you to eat a lot of your favorite foods. You cut out a certain food, which is carbs in this instance, and then your body magically burns the fat for you. You don't really have to exercise now if you do keto. That's the magic zone. That's the big idea here. Let's use another one. Bodybuilding, working out, getting big. Boring reality is that you go to the gym and you work out 5 times a week and you have to sacrifice a lot and you don't drink alcohol and you don't really have a life outside the gym. No one's signing up for that. That's mainstream. No one's gonna do that. The insanity is you take this supplement and you become jacked overnight. Once again, some people will believe this, a lot of people don't. So we have to have something in the middle, which is, hey, we have this new supplement and it has a magical herb from Africa, which makes you 20% stronger in the gym. See that? You have a little bit of reality, a little bit of insanity, and then you have the magic zone. So you have this idea now, which is, oh, okay, so this pill does have something inside it which can help me, but it is a little bit rooted in reality, so people will actually believe what you're saying. Investing, finance, getting rich. Boring reality, save money, invest wisely for 40 years, you've got to research the market, blah, 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 blah. No one's going to buy anything like that. If you have a book out, for example, if you're a Kindle publisher, and your book is, hey, here's how to get rich, you have to save money and invest wisely. No one's gonna buy that. It's boring, they already know that. You're not giving them any sort of magic solution. The insanity is you put $10 into this obscure penny stock and you become a millionaire in 2 weeks. Once again, some people are attracted to that. The vast majority of people are skeptical and they're not. What you can present in front of them instead in the magic zone is, hey, here's this reputable person, I don't know, some sort of stock market wizard, and he has this amazing investment opportunity for you. Here it is. Obviously, you have to buy the book to learn what the investment opportunity is exactly, but the idea is there. That this stock market wizard who has all the secrets, he's now giving away these secrets in the book. This is what a lot of the big financial newsletters like El-Gorr Financial and Palm Beach, this is what they use 99% of the time. Here's this expert, he's discovered a new investment opportunity, pay us to hear about it. All it is. Make money on the internet. Boring reality is you've got to research a niche market, then create a product to sell to them, and then you've got to find traffic, and then you've got to be a good copywriter to sell it. No one's buying that. No one is buying this harsh, cold reality of selling stuff on the internet. The pure insanity is you listen to some subliminal tapes. Sorry, I'm laughing because when you read it out loud, it really is insane. Some people do buy this though. You listen to some tapes, or you go on YouTube and you listen to some affirmations, and you wake up rich. It's just insane. What you actually have is in the middle is, hey, I found a way to make money online where you don't need to have your own customers, because it's actually Amazon's customers. Like any of the Amazon FBA people, any of the Kindle community, this is the magic zone. This is what you're actually selling. A way to leverage Amazon's traffic and leverage Amazon's customers and get your own piece of the pie. See, all of these in the middle, in this magic zone, there's enough base in reality for it to be believable, but there's enough insanity or magic that it's cool and sexy and, you know, somewhat limited in the amount of people who can take part. And that's what you do to develop a big idea. You borrow a little bit from both sides and you present it in a way where it's an amazing, unique opportunity for people to change their lives. That's how every big idea comes to fruition. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. What on earth are you doing? Also, if you need help with your marketing efforts in your business, if your business's marketing isn't working for you right now, send me an email, oliver@elgorr.com. See if I can help. We can just start a conversation. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.